All right. Hey,
All right. Hey, welcome,
Black,
welcome,
Black
welcome.
Friday edition.
Black
And
Friday.
I
Hey,
forgot to put on the shirt, dude. I forgot to put my shirt on. Sorry.
but it's all good. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We've presented it. We got commercials out there. I'm wearing it. The Marlin.
It looks
You know.
good. The Marlin, which is available for only $15. ClassicGuitarRock.net.
Yep. Go check it out. And we'll wait. We'll wait to see if Bruce comes on.
Yeah.
But I'm done with my order. So next up on queue is the Marlin shirt.
And we've still got, because I said the end of November, we've still got a few days left for you to send your pictures in.
Yep.
Because we're giving away some Marlin edition shirts.
I'm gonna make one size or two sizes of all.
Yep.
Small, medium, large, extra large. I'll make a couple sizes. So we're ready to rock and roll. Hey, what size is Bruce, man? Is he large?
I think Bruce said he was a large. Bruce,
I think so. Okay.
If you're on, let us know. We'll confirm that. I can look at the email.
Yeah,
I didn't check emails yesterday or today. We might have some more that we need.
Yeah, you have to check them out and send me that address if you could. Because once I do it, I'm gonna pop it in the mail.
I will totally.
I'm gonna start out, Jeremy. I want to recant some stuff. I've been thinking.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I've been thinking this week. You know, I've been going on rants on all these guys who are retiring, but not retiring, and then the people whose voices are shot and yada yada yada. I've been doing some real soul searching and thinking about this, man. And I'm like, who am I to say, yo, stop touring, dude? Right? I'm taking it all back, and more power to them, because people are still buying tickets. People want to see the show for nostalgia purposes or whatever the case may be, and maybe they don't care. They just want to be in that atmosphere.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So I mean, you know what? I recant it all. Good luck, Guns N' Roses. Good luck, Motley Crue. Good luck, everybody, and Scorpions. Hope you're still rocking and rolling.
and I think I'm in the same camp, because I'll rant. I'll say, why is Vince Neil still doing it? Why is so still doing it?
Right.
But yeah, who are we, or who is anyone else to tell someone to stop their livelihood?
Exactly.
That's like Rich, the screen printer. Dude, you're getting so old. You need to quit screen printing. You need to let some of these young screen printers. I mean, that's silly.
Exactly. That's where I was at. I was thinking all week, going, what? Well, you know what? And my wife actually talked to me about that. She said, think about that. When you got laid off, how did you feel? What were you doing? You wanted to get back to work, didn't you?
Totally.
You wanted to get back there. I'm like, oh yeah, I still want to get back there, But then that's why I opened that new business. But yeah, I get it. I totally get it. But I guess my deal is, hey, just don't say you're going to retire. Just tour and stop. And then at the end, if you're going to retire, say, hey, that's it, guys. Game over. Thank you for all the support for all these years. Don't just retire and then come back. I guess that's my pet peeve.
And I do agree with you, because how many times have the Who retired, for example? I mean, the Who have had like 4 final tours.
Totally.
And you mentioned Motley Crue. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. But we've talked about this a bunch too. Neil Sean comes up a lot. In all these, and it's the same thing with the non-original members. We ranted about that a little bit last week.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Same thing. You know what? If Neil Sean wants to keep playing, he's a founding member of Journey. Yeah. And if there's still an audience, and that's the thing, is they still want to play music. And who is anyone to say you need to quit? So
and they go with what they know, right? And that's what I do. I mean, I totally do it. If you and me were in a famous band, we're the last 2 left, and we're old as sin, and we're wearing our braces just to play. You know what I'm saying? Which is true for me, 100%. But that when we miss it so much, we want to get back out there. And people are saying, stop touring and all that. We're like,
yeah. And it's and again, I know we've talked about this. It's worse for the singers, right?
Yeah,
it's harder for the singers, because old guitar players can still perform usually at they can play a lot longer at a high level than a vocalist can.
Right. Hey, Mr. Vicky, we're going to talk about this, because I was going to bring this up to you.
Oh, okay.
First, I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I know I'm just coming out of comatose. So, I was in a food comatose for a while last night.
Yep.
I'm just coming out of it, and I had leftovers again for breakfast. I do not know why.
I haven't
did.
had my traditional day after breakfast yet, but as soon as we're done here, I'll go.
Yeah, the traditional breakfast happened, and then I almost went back to the same comatose state. That's why I was like, "Oh man, we got to do this podcast." And if I fall asleep, scream. You have an air horn.
The chemical in turkey.
Tryptophan? Yeah.
Well, tryptophan. It'll make you sleepy. And Mr. Vicky says, "Have you guys watched Stranger Things?" And we're gonna address that.
Yeah, well, we address it now. Yes. I watched the first episode last night of season 5. I'm a big Stranger Things fan, especially last year. So last year, I don't know if you watched it, Jeremy. Are you a fan of Stranger Things?
Okay, here's the thing. I watched the first 2 seasons and loved it.
Right.
Loved the first 2 seasons, but to be honest, I've just never gone back. So I need to get caught up. This is season 5. Okay.
But they do it weird. They do like a season, but they break it up throughout the year. They do drop one here and drop one there. Like I think the first 4 episodes are out right now. Really good cliffhanger first episode. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but yes, we watched Stranger Things. But last year, coolest part is that the end. So this guy named Munson, right? Eddie Munson. He was there. They did this Hellfire Club thing, right? Mm-hmm. And I have the shirt. So, he said, "I'm not ready for the final episode of Volume 1. All right, man. But anyway, Eddie Munson where they're figuring out a way to get all these creatures to him. So he ends up playing Master of Puppets by Metallica on this roof and getting all the demons and all this other stuff coming to him, right? So what does that do for Metallica? Master of Puppets goes to number 1 again.
Holy
number 1 on the charts. And that's after 30 years or 20 some years of being on the, being on the outs kind of, well, not the outs. They're always on the charts, but you know what I'm saying? They went back to number 1. And I was like, I wonder what band they're going to choose this year to do that to. Because all the bands were lining up for like, hey, I'll pay you to be on your show. Let me do a song or something,
Totally. And we could do a whole episode on this actually. Maybe we should. But there is I worked in radio for about 10 years, and I remember it's kind of just a couple years apart. Just in that stint where I was working at a top 40 station, I could name just right at the top of my head 3 songs that were old songs that were in a movie. And then all of a sudden it recatapulted them to the top 10. The biggest example, of course, is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
When it came out in 75, it was a minor, you'd hear it on classic rock stations. But when they put that in the movie, it was bigger the second time than it ever was the first time. And that's how most people found Bohemian Rhapsody. Another example, really old one, Benny King, Stand By Me. When the movie Stand By Me came out, they played that and it hit the charts again.
That's crazy, man.
25 years later. And the Beatles, their version of Shake It Up, Baby, Shake It Up, Baby.
Twist and Shout, Ferris Bueller.
Their version of that from Ferris Bueller hit the charts again.
Now you can't stump me with I'm the dude, what the flick.
Exactly.
What the flick?
But I'm sure there's more. And this Metallica, and wasn't there another Metallica tune that they played a few seasons ago that I don't know if it had the same impact.
I don't know.
Maybe it was another group.
You got that one? I just know Master of Puppets. I was like glued, totally glued to the screen when they were playing Master of Puppets. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the example I always say, like back in the 80s or 90s, you would have never seen metal on a movie, a show, a commercial. Now they're playing Motorhead, Ace of Spades. I just heard Guns N' Roses, right? Yeah. So Guns N' Roses just played something on a commercial. I was like, wow, I would have never heard that.
And this is kind of along those same lines. And Mr. Vicky, we're going to respond to this question in just a sec. But this is a few years ago. It's probably been 5 years ago. But when one of my kids was still at the middle school, I had to run up to the middle school to drop something off or something. And I noticed in the hallway at the middle school, there's a Def Leppard club.
Oh, really?
So this is in the last 5 years
Wow.
or so, maybe 8 years, whatever. But I thought, well, that's pretty cool that middle school kids have a Def Leppard club.
That's right. I would have probably
pretty-
joined. I would have
Yeah.
probably went up to the office and be like, "Excuse me, principal. I know I'm an old man and I'm not being
I'm gonna join
creepy.
the club.
I'll totally join your club.
I could be the
I'll
sponsor.
sit in the
Yeah.
back. I'll just check. I'll take attendance. Whatever you want. me to do.
Okay, so I want to, and I know this is a tangent, and so Mr. Vicky, Rich and I both have short attention spans as it is, and you're not helping by throwing these questions out that want to answer right away. So Mr. Vicky says, I was going to bring that up exactly, by the way, and then he says, guys, who's your favorite guitarist? So I'm gonna list mine.
Go ahead.
Right now, today, Michael Schenker, Billy Gibbons, Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, Alex Lifeson. So is
Wow.
that five? I
Yeah,
think
you
that's
got them top 5.
Yeah.
Only
and
got
they could change. They could change.
Yeah,
Jeff
they-
Beck might pop in there one day.
Mine's the same way, man. Everyone you said yes, but Kirk Hammett. I got to put Kirk Hammett on there. Kirk Hammett's one of my favorite of all time. Randy Rhoads, of course, is one of my favorite. He's an alien. I have too many to name off.
Oh yeah, and that's the way.
I
I'm
just-
just saying that's something every. I'm a nerd.
Believe
Every
it or
few
not.
days I'll kind of think who are the 5 guitar players I really, if
Chuck Schuldiner from Death, he was awesome. He was
I'm not familiar with.
I know that's not many people are. I mean, if
Yeah.
you guys know Death and heard Death and Chuck Schuldiner, he passed away, unfortunately. Never did drugs, never did anything. He passed away. It was just such an impact to the death metal world, but he was a great guitarist, really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my favorite. I always find myself listening to the structure of Metallica songs and then listening to Kirk's little input. It's just, man, how did you think of that, dude? It's just awesome.
And then Mr. Vicky's last question. I have not seen the new Frankenstein. I don't know.
I saw it. It was all right. It was pretty good. It's entertaining.
I've heard it's kind of long,
It is.
but I've heard it's cool. It's good, but kind of long. So
Yeah, that's good. I mean, I had no problem with it. We sat and watched
Yeah.
it, and it was good. It was enjoyable. Because I don't watch TV. I watch movies. I don't know why we do that.
Rich is more of a movie guy than I am, for sure.
Yeah, I'm a movie dude. I'm not a show guy. I don't watch the shows or anything.
Yeah, I don't watch TV. I'll turn on a football game every now and then.
Yeah.
I sit down with my boys and we watch YouTube a lot. We watch a lot of
YouTube.
YouTube stuff. So that's cool. So Mr. Vicky obviously is joining our broadcast for the first time. Thank you very much.
He sure is. Thanks.
So,
Mr. Vicky.
a quick rundown. Rich and I, that's where we met. We worked together for a company, what they call a BPO, a business process outsourcer. We worked together for a company that runs contact centers all over the world, about 16,000 employees.
Yep.
Rick was a project manager, or what? I don't remember.
I ended up being a program director for the remote program over there.
Yeah,
But I am retired military too.
He's a retired military guy.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy.
Oh, well, thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, he was your job was a communications.
Yeah, I was an IT dude, basically.
You were like laying cable and stuff out in the desert.
Cabling, and then as you get promoted, the responsibilities increase, and then you are in charge of all of a sudden operations for the Pacific Rim for all communications in the Army bases along the Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Korea, Japan, all that stuff. Washington.
And Rich's son was also an IT guy for the company we work for. Rich has given me 2 computers. So I've gotten 2. Rich will say, dude, I got a computer for you.
Yeah, coming at you.
I've got 2 nice computers that we use for our radio station and all of this stuff. But about a year, was it a year ago, Rich?
October 31st.
Yeah, about a year ago, there was a downsizing at our company. And unfortunately, Rich was let go.
Chopping block.
Yeah. And Rich and I, we were working on a project together.
We sure were.
I'm in the leadership training group, so I'm kind of I guess a corporate trainer, whatever is what you call me.
Yeah.
But we were working together. Rich was over remote employees. Anyways, that's where we got to know each other. And then I think the first call we got on, I saw you had
we started talking about
wall, and we
rock.
started talking about classic rock. And I told him, dude, I have a classic rock station. He's like, no way. And so right away I said, Rich, you got to start hosting a a metal show. So
Yeah.
Rich every Friday night hosts the Classic Metal Vault on our radio station.
Yep.
Go to classicguitarrock.net. You'll see the link for our radio station and a link for the podcast.
Tonight
There's
at 7
also
p.m.
yeah,
It's Friday at 7, Saturday at 4 a.m. for the UK, and then p.m. for West Coast. It's all West Coast time, so
that's
do the
all
math in your head. 4 p.m. Saturdays, 7 p.m. Friday.
And Rich plays. It's metal. I mean, it's
Yes,
metal.
it is
I mean,
metal.
our normal format is I call it guitar driven rock. So
Yep.
what we play is, I mean, it's classic rock. You'll hear a few tunes that you won't hear on your normal classic rock station just because we like them.
That's the cool part.
Yeah, I mean, like we play Blondie. You know, I love Blondie. We'll play
There's some Metallica in there.
There's
the day.
Metallica in there
Yeah.
during the day, but we'll play like a Blondie tune. We'll play.
Then you have the Monkeys.
We got some monkeys that we play for our 60s
Monkeys.
category.
Yes, we do.
You know, once an hour you'll hear a 60s tune. It might be the Monkeys because we both like the Monkeys.
Yeah, yeah.
So
we just like good music, good classic rock
Totally.
music. You know,
totally. So
yeah, that's what. And now I print T-shirts.
that's
like
right. And
Print
so
T-shirts in my garage.
we'll tell Mr. Vicky and everyone else. We got 73 people tuned in right now.
Okay, it's the day after Thanksgiving, so
Yes. Yeah.
people
So
are off on vacation and doing their thing.
we are giving away several free shirts, and all you got to do, our email's right on the screen there.
Yep.
classicguitarrack@mail.com. All you got to do is send us a picture along with your address and your shirt size, a picture of you from your most rock and roll era. Okay. Maybe that was high school. Maybe it was in your 20s, whatever. Maybe you never had a rock and roll. Who cares? Send us a picture of you and what you think is your most rock and roll era. And we're going to pick. We can't send them to well, maybe we can if we only get 3 pictures.
Exactly.
But,
I'll have a few on hand. You know.
yeah. So, but yeah, send those in and we're mailing out shirts for folks. They're cool.
Yeah, so if you wear it
again, show us that again,
Yeah.
Rich. Hold
And
it up.
if you wear it, you got to go to the radio PC. You're in Classic Guitar Rock Nation right now.
That's
You gotta
right.
check the radio station too.
Got to check out the
to make
radio.
Make that a complete circle.
It's a
Make it
complete.
whole.
It's a full circle.
Make it whole, a
Yeah.
perfect circle. Oh, hey,
All right.
speaking of what we were talking about, though. So, did you see the Macy's Day Parade yesterday at all?
I saw part of it.
Okay, you didn't see the end when Santa came out.
No.
Okay, when Santa came out, guess who sang her song from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas?
Who?
Cindy Lou Who. So Cindy Lou
Who
Who
is?
is the singer for the Pretty Reckless, who reunited now, right?
Mhm.
Reunited with Jim Carrey on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremony
Holy cow.
for Soundgarden, because he inducted
Yeah.
Soundgarden. So
Uh-huh.
she sang Where Are You Christmas? Or Where Are You Christmas is the song she sings in
Yeah.
The Grinch. And then she was on there singing it again. And it was just kind of cool. And she did a good job. It was just kind of cool. How all of a sudden she's out there singing, and
I had no clue until you told me last week that
Yeah.
that's the same little
Isn't that
girl.
a trip?
Yeah,
It's just
amazing.
a trip. So kind of a small world, but that's it though. She sang on the rock and roll induction ceremony. All of a sudden, here she is in the Macy's Day Parade singing her song from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And another one yesterday came out. Did you watch football yesterday?
I watched. Oh, I don't know if
You
you're
already
talking
know.
about the same
You're-
thing.
you're-
Is it
you're-
the Jack White show
Yes.
at that time.
Yeah.
I did, and I liked it.
I
thought
did
it's
too,
pretty dang
right?
cool.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty doggone good.
Yeah.
He ended up with Seven Nation Army, but he
Yeah.
played a couple of White Stripes, and then Eminem comes out because
Yeah,
they're in Detroit.
I thought it was well done. But here's the only thing I was thinking. I said, they're in Detroit, man. How cool would it have been if they had Terrible Ted make an appearance too? He's the Motor City Madman.
Dude, and Kiss. Why not?
And
Kiss?
Kiss.
Detroit Rock City, man. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
But it was, and
It
here's,
was cool.
I'm
It was
glad
cool.
you brought that up because
Yeah.
I had this rant that I posted a few weeks ago, and I think 80% of people agree, but 20% of people, thought I was a major jerk for saying this because they thought I was anti-Jack White. I'm not anti-Jack White.
No.
Remember,
Point.
I made a point about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame
Right.
that Jack White should not have gone in before several other bands that have been around forever and should have gone in before. That was my whole point. I have nothing against Jack White. I think he's great. I think that halftime show was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, I really
That
did
was
too.
great.
I actually showed it. Yeah, I don't know why, but after our comatose. So, you go into Thanksgiving with the best intentions, right?
Oh, yeah.
I had my Madre over. Madre, hey ma.
Mhm.
She said, I saw you say hi to me, so I said hi back. so I have a mom over, and Sean was here, of course, and so we sit down and we just pig out. We just tear it all up, right? And but we had the intention. Let's play some games. Let's do this. Let's do that. After we eat. Yeah, we made it to the couch, and that's about it, man. Yeah, we tried to play some games like online, but we were so comatose. It was like, nah. I just want to watch the rest of the football game and sit here and zone out and hopefully digest, right?
And I'm sure it was the same for you too. It's the same every year. You spend all this time, you're smelling the yummy smell. Yeah. I'm mashed potato guy. So every year I'm responsible for mashed potatoes. And the secret is almost equal parts butter to potatoes. That's kind of the secret. But anyways, you do all this, you work all day, takes 4 or 5 hours,
Yep.
And then you're done eating after about 10 minutes.
Yeah. We were just talking about that. And my wife actually read me something this morning that said 2 days of prep, 11 hours of cooking, 11 minutes to eat, 7 minutes to clean up. There's Thanksgiving for it.
You take a nap.
So true. Yeah. Let's talk potatoes, man. So I have lost my edge, dude. I'm a mashed potato guy too. My mom taught me how to do killer buttery, soft, no lump mashed potatoes, right? Yep. So my wife said, let's buy some Yukon Golds this year. Okay, let's try them. All right. So and then I forgot my mom doesn't like Yukon Gold. Mm-hmm. She likes the russet because she says they taste earthy. Okay, whatever. Okay, so I make the Yukon Golds turn out good. But I start doing the mash for the russets, and I put in a little bit too much milk, so it was all runny and no flavor. My mom loves mashed potatoes, and for her to push the dish away and say they have no taste. Dang! Okay, well, whatever. But hey, next year, man, we were full off everything else. Everything else turned out delicious.
Here's my mashed potato secret. I add tons of butter, lots of butter.
Too. Mm-hmm.
I add a little milk. I add just a little bit of ranch dressing, just a little, because I'm not a big ranch fan. I just add a little bit of ranch dressing, and I don't know what it's just yummy. Now, some people go overboard putting weird stuff like cream cheese and weird. Don't put that. Don't ruin your. But I do
like gluey.
Yeah, I did a whole 10-pound bag of potatoes, right? And then maybe a third of a cup of ranch. So I'm not talking a bunch, ranch, tons of butter. I put 5 sticks of butter in my potatoes.
That's some buttery potatoes right there. That's cool. That's cool because I dig that. That's what we do too, kind of. We put a lot, not 5 sticks, but it's a lot. It's a lot of butter. Because when you start mashing, you see the butter start rising.
Okay, so
and then it starts coming down.
We might have to cut this short so I can go up and eat some potatoes.
I know, man, getting hungry. All right, well, hey, I got some news, man. If you want to hear some news.
By the way, Mr. Vicky, we are from the Northwestern United States. I am in Eastern Washington, Spokane, Washington. 24 miles across the Idaho border is where Rich lives. He's in a town called Post Falls, Idaho.
It's right in between Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which people probably know.
Yeah, Coeur d'Alene. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
where we're right on the border right here, both. So, we're kind of a hidden gem, but not a hidden gem no more because everybody's moving here. So
it seems like it.
Yeah, it's congested a little bit.
So if we don't need any more people from California moving in, nothing
against California people. Oh man,
Rich is a California people. So
I can't call myself a California guy because one, I've been coming up. I've been coming up here since '82. Right, I've been coming up to Idaho visiting my cousins who've been up here. Right, every year we came up here. So kind of there, and then we were in Washington. We come over here all the time. My parents moved up here, so it's like we're kind of residents by stature, just by being here. You know what I'm saying? So but yes, people from California come up here, and boy, the locals are not happy.
Yeah,
They're
I don't
just
know.
not happy, Kim, because what it did is it drove up all the housing prices. It drove up the economy. So now the kids who, it's a farm town. Post Falls is a farm town.
Yeah.
They don't make a lot, and the average salary of 90,000 usually makes about 45 to 50,000. Think of it that way. That's how much they pay you in Idaho compared to the national,
exactly,
economic equivalent, whatever,
Yep.
So yeah, it's kind of lame.
So okay, one last tangent from Mr. Vicky, WWE fan. So okay, so I would not say I'm necessarily a WWE fan, but I grew up on the redneck Mid-South wrestling and the world-class wrestling from Dallas,
WCW
or the Von Erichs.
Okay.
I grew up on the Von Erichs and Bruiser Brody, Fritz Von Erich. I mean, old school from the 70s. I love that stuff.
Yeah. I was in, out. So I was Hulk Hogan era, out.
Yeah.
Triple H and the Rock era, big when I was in Korea the first time or second time, big into WWE, then out. And I just never really got back in. Yeah.
So that's a rabbit hole we'll do on YouTube, is we'll go back and we'll watch world-class championship wrestling from Dallas from like the 80s. I mean, I can go back and watch the stuff that I watched as a teenager, and my kids think it's funny because
you remember Glow wrestling? Remember
Glow, gorgeous.
They had a show, They had a show, a series out called Glow, how it all started. So that was kind of cool. We watched that. Hey, it's time for the
okay, let's do it. Here's the classic rock news.
Here we go. We got some classic rock news. Here's some major news events for you people. All right, so we got Mark Kendall from Great White. He was diagnosed, this is sad, with stage 4 kidney cancer a few months ago. He's 68. He said it's going in the right direction, but he asked for prayers and encouragement for all. So definitely prayers and encouragement for Mark Kendall from Great White and the cancer situation. Terrible, man. Yep. Metal Church. This is cool. Now, Metal Church, one of my metal bands, of course. Metal Church has a new lineup. They just dropped a song out of nowhere called FAFO. So F around and find out. Yep. Okay, you got it. But they're coming out with a new album in 2026. But check out their lineup. They have a founding guitarist with Rick Van Zant. So Rick Van Zant founded Metal Church, and he's been in it to the end. But they've been through so many member changes. But they got a new drummer, Ken Mary from Flotsam and Jetsam, and Alice Cooper. They got the vocalist Brian Allen from Vicious Rumors, and then they got a bass player, a pretty famous bass player.
I know who you're going to say without you even saying it, based on who the drummer is. I'm guessing.
No. Well, what do you think?
I was going to say maybe it's Newstead.
No, close. Dave Ellefson from Megadeth.
Holy cow!
Yeah, he is in the band now. And that song is incredible, guys. So go check out FAFO by Metal Church. I heard it. I saw the video. The singer sounds like Metal Church, the dark era. So that's my favorite era of Metal Church.
Is it a classic Metal Vault song, or could it go in new music that doesn't suck?
That's going to be a classic Metal Vault song. You don't. It's fast. It's speed. It's thrash. So I'll put it on the Metal Vault once I download it. Probably next week I'll have to do a special Metal Vault where I have to put the songs on there myself. Awesome. But I'm up to like 1,050 songs in the vault.
Because Newstead was in Flotsam and Jetsam.
He was very good.
Before Metallica.
Yep, he only did one album.
I've always liked him. I've always liked Jason Newsted.
Yeah, Doomsday for the Deceiver. He was on Doomsday for the Deceiver. There's a couple songs that do play with Jason Newsted on Flotsam and Jetsam in the Metal Vault, by the way. So check it out. Nice. Now, all right, so Metal Church, check that out. I'm going to put them on the Metal Vault next week, probably. Robert Plant. Robert Plant is in the news. So he performed a fine song Sent with his band Saving Grace. Mm-hmm. So he did it on a podcast show or one of his podcast deals, but he included let me see, new arrangement of Gallows Pole. And Led Zeppelin covered Lead Belly song on Led Zeppelin 3. So that was going on. Hey Marlon, what's up?
Marlon is in the house. The shirt is named after Marlon.
The Marlin.
There it is. Okay.
The Marlin. So yeah, Robert Plant thing. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't look it up. I didn't check it out. But we'll check it out. So
awesome.
Tool. Did you like Tool? You ever like Tool?
I know technically they're a really talented band. Adam, what's his name? Can't remember the guy's name.
You know, I'm not a huge Tool fan either. So.
I've got friends that are big time Tool, but I've never really, I don't know that I could tell you a Tool song, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here I'm going to name 3 of them.
Okay. All right.
So they perform songs in the New Zealand. I guess they're on tour in New Zealand right now, but they perform 3 songs they haven't played in like over 20 years. First one, Crawl Away. Second one, H. And the third one, Prison Sex.
Wow.
Okay. So they haven't played in 20 years, but they played it in New Zealand on their current tour. So I'm sure it's out there on YouTube somewhere. So check it out. Now, this is a trip. Soundgarden's in the news, right?
Okay.
Did you hear about this? So they're pretty close to finishing their final album featuring Chris Cornell on vocals.
So I saw something about that.
Right. Yeah. His wife, I guess they were all, or his wife or his girlfriend was his wife. Yeah. Cornell's widow, Vicky. So all of the music was tied up in legal battles. So I guess they finally finished it and they released the vocal tracks for all the demos that they've had to Soundgarden. So they took all the demos and they enhanced the music that they've been waiting for years to play, and finally are working on the last Soundgarden album with Chris Cornell. So that's kind of interesting right there. I was like, oh, yeah. So it was from Reconciled 2023 demos and with the vocals. Okay,
interesting. So they're obviously using his demo vocals, but they've re-recorded the music, is what it sounded like.
Exactly. So, okay. Yep. So they're gonna probably have to filter that pretty good. Demo vocals, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They'll probably have to run that through a lot of mixers. Hailstorm and Bad Company. Did you see that?
No.
So Hailstorm covered Shooting Star with Paul Rogers in it. Now, Paul Rogers doesn't do much in it. I think he just plays the guitar and she sings the whole thing. But it's a pretty cool video. Go check it out. It's not a song that's out yet. I'm sure they'll release it, but it's on YouTube.
And that's one of my favorite Bad Company songs. I've always loved it.
She did a good job. You know Lizzie Hale. She has that
Lizzie Hale
piercing freaking voice that just and
I can hear it in my head. I got to go check it out because I
it's really good.
Sounds
it's really good. No, Paul Rogers is looking. He's looking old, dude.
I've noticed he's looking pretty frail. It happens to all of us.
Sitting playing the guitar, he's just like, oh man, dude, you got it. You got this. At least he did some new stuff, so that's cool. Because he wasn't at the induction. Remember, he wasn't at the induction.
Right, he was a video submission, right?
I think it was.
He sent a message via video. Yeah,
I sent a message saying thanks, but he couldn't play. So
all
right. So Kiss guitarist Tommy Thayer announced that he's going to reunite with Black and Blues Jamie St. James for a new 6-song EP called Bombshell. So that's kind of interesting right there. And he just went back to Kiss to play that Las Vegas.
One-off.
The one-off 2 shows or whatnot.
Tommy Thayer, a lot of people aren't aware of this. Tommy Thayer was Kiss's tour manager for a number of years before he was in Kiss. And he was also Ace's like guitar tech kind of. And I don't know if that was at the same time he's a tour manager, but Tommy Thayer's relationship with Kiss goes way back. I mean, he was like not a member of the band, but he was part of the organization for years, right? And famously, when they did the reunion, was it 98 when they put the makeup back on, came back together and did?
It was late 90s because they did that carnival.
Exactly. So when they brought Ace back, Tommy had to teach Ace a lot of his solos, a lot of his guitar parts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
Because Tommy knew them. Tommy.
Yeah, that's right.
And in fact, there were a couple times, I say a couple, I know at least one, but there maybe been more times, and this is not, I don't mean to talk negatively about Ace, but Ace famously, he had a tardiness problem. Okay. He ran late a lot. And there were a number of times before Tommy was actually in Kiss where he would put the makeup on because they're like, where's Ace? Where is Ace? Ace isn't here yet.
Right.
We got to be ready to go. And so Tommy would be there with the makeup ready to go.
Wow.
I don't know that he ever had to go out and play for him, but they had him with the makeup on ready to go in case Ace didn't show up.
Yeah, we had a Jim Morrison situation.
Totally. Yes. Totally.
Jim Morrison situation. And you remember that? What's up?
I was just going to say one final point. Hang on. By the way, look at my guitar pick. It's got a picture of me on it. Isn't that cool?
Where'd you get those?
So, okay. One of my favorite Christmas presents ever. A few years ago, my daughter got me it's the Tangent City today. Okay.
That's all good.
This is the Pick-a-Palooza. Okay.
Pick-a-Palooza.
You slide an old credit card in here.
No way.
And you punch it out into a guitar pick. This was my old security badge picture. And so I kind of cut. I was hoping more of my face. Anyways. So yeah, I cut up my
wow. And it rounds out. Does it round out the sides?
And then then this also comes with. Hang on.
Hey, anyone in my family out there listening? Pick-a-Palooza. Check it out.
Pick-a-Palooza. And then it comes with this little sanding pad.
Oh, like a nail file.
Yeah. So you just file down the edges to make it smoother.
Holy.
Yeah. And they work fine. In fact, the Camas Club card they gave me at the concert last week, I've already made it into guitar pick.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You still got $15 on that card, man.
No, well. Okay.
I know, right?
Okay.
You can see what Marlon said.
What's
he flash that one up?
At least we can't see your hands on your.
You got to make a pick. Hey, you got to make a pick with that. That would be pretty good.
Oh,
that'd be pretty good.
Ooh, okay.
There you go. You got your
what?
WWE pose. Your.
How could you, as a screen printer, is there a way you could make picks?
Yeah,
dude. CGR picks.
I could look. The graphic I just had was an NRA badge about yay big.
Okay,
It was tiny.
All right. Okay. That we're coming up with business.
Get some classic Guitar Rock Radio picks. I just need to figure out blank picks. Get some blank white picks.
Yep. Okay. But that's a great Christmas gift for guitar players. The Pick-a-Palooza.
Yeah, it is.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
That is pretty cool. Way to go for your daughter.
That was one of my favorite Christmas gifts I've ever.
That would have been one of mine too. I would have been making picks. I would have had picks for days. I would have been finding everything. I want to make a pick out of this. I gotta go. I gotta make a pick.
and by the way, Marlon is referring to our picture at the Etsy page and on the Twitter page of me modeling the T-shirt.
There's an old CGR T-shirt, which is still available.
He's making fun of me.
Okay. Yes, he is. But Jeremy used to dig the poses, the body.
Yeah,
builders.
I'm a body. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I know all the poses.
He's still in practice, guys.
I like to bust those out. Okay. All right. I interrupted you. You were.
It's okay. We got to go on tangents, man. We still got time. Elton John, he's also in the news. So I didn't know this, but did you know he had he lost his eyesight pretty much in an infection in 2024 in his left eye?
Didn't know that.
Yeah. So he just came out and said he has limited vision in his left eye, and it's difficult to read, watch TV, and watch his sons play sports from a distance. So he has right eye issues too, so this is just the trials and tribulations of getting old, man. It just sucks. And an infection in your eye, you lose an eyesight. Holy smokes, man. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I'm getting I'm getting a little bit older because I got that radial neuropathy going on in my right hand, so I can only play my guitar literally for like 15-20 minutes, and then I can't even feel my pick anymore, and it flies off. Yeah, and I saw the doctor the other day, and I said, "Doc, it's back. And he's like, "Well, let's give it a couple more months. Go to physical therapy." Really? Okay, I'll go to physical therapy. But it's just getting harder and harder to play the guitar. I mean, I got carpal tunnel in this hand. I can't feel these three fingers at all. So when I'm playing like octaves, and doing all of that, I can't feel where my finger is, and it starts clumping. It's like ding, ding. You know what I'm talking about? You can't feel the string. The difficulties of age, man.
I was going to say, getting old sucks. None of us make it out alive, Rich. None of us.
You're right. That's what you say. No one gets out of here alive. Nope. Right. Man, that's funny. Oh, let's see. We got some tour announcements going on. We got Megadeth announced their final leg of their final tour in Canada, and Anthrax and Exodus will be opening up for them, which is cool. I hope Anthrax and Exodus or somebody stays on tour with them, like the Big Four Thrash or whatever comes through. That's really cool. Death Angel is on tour right now. They're third album called Act 3. They're doing their entire album in its entirety. And Violence. I know you're not a big metal fan, but on the Metal Vault, I play Violence and Death Angel all the time. So Violence is opening up for Death Angel because this band called Toxic Holocaust, I've never heard of them or seen them, but they dropped out. So Violence jumped on board. So Violence and Death Angel, and Violence actually opened up, and I bought that one, the Death Angel Christmas event last year. I don't know if they're going to do it this year. Every year they do a Christmas like concert that you can stream. Violence opened up for him, and I haven't seen Violence since I saw him with Testament in '88.
Whoa.
So seeing the dude's bald now, he doesn't even have any hair. It's like, whoa, where'd your hair go, brother? Dang. Whoa, more.
So I got to ask you this question. So you went, I don't know, in my mind, okay, the audiences of those bands obviously is aging. We're all aging. So if you go see Violence or you go see Testament, I'm assuming the crowd is all 50 and 60-year-olds.
Yeah, man. Every concert I go to, they're all the same. Like the Slayer concert I went to, they're all my age, our age, Now they got a lot of youngsters because
there's probably some youngsters.
There are youngsters for the heavier bands because some of those new heavy bands, the new metal or the screamo metal, which I'm not a huge fan of, but they're real heavy, man. So Slayer is right on the cusp, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right on the cusp of that. And same with some of these other bands. Violence, right on the cusp. Death Angel, no. Death Angel would more likely be thrash and speed metal, But yeah, Violence is opening up. I'd love to see that tour. I'll tell you that. Wow. I love Violence. Violence never got big. They did 2 albums. Well, they did 3 albums, really, 1 an EP, but they never really got there, And the singer, Sean, his name's Sean, but he's the only one original left, but the guitarist for Machine Head was with Violence, and a few others just went and made their own bands and got pretty big. But Violence was a great band. They just made their songs too complicated, too intricate, and too long, and they all admitted it. We hosed ourselves because our songs were so hard and changed. The whole song changes, but it's some of the best riffs ever created. So. Well, and then the last one I got, these are all heavy metal because there's nobody else new announcements, but Amen Amarth, Amen Amarth, Amen Amarth, Amen Amarth, 2026 tour with UK and Europe called The After Father Awakens. So they're going to be in the UK and Europe, and it is Amen Amarth, Amen Amarth. It says Amon. I used to call him Amon Amarth, but it's Amen Amarth. But anywho, they're on tour. And then we got some new tracks and singles. That's the Metal Church one I talked about. That's about that, the FAFO. And then some of the new albums, we got some box sets going on. We got Wasp with the Seven Savage, the box set from 84 to 92. Uriah Heep, The Shadow in the Wind, 1973 and 74 box set. Dream Theater's new live album called Quarantine, live in Paris. And Aerosmith and Youngblood. Now, this is getting big props, man. I haven't heard it yet, but I heard the Aerosmith and Youngblood album EP, the 5
They're
songs.
getting all kinds of good press on that.
Yeah. Have you heard anything from it yet?
I haven't. No, we should check it out. Maybe that's a new music track we can get up to. I don't know.
Yeah, we can. Let me check it out. I'll look into it.
Yeah,
new music that doesn't suck, maybe.
Yeah, I wanted to chime in on Uriah Heep really fast.
Okay. Yeah, it was weird seeing them in the news.
Yeah, Uriah Heep is one of those bands that when you talk about way back, right? The creators of heavy metal, they're always going to throw Black Sabbath. You're always going to hear Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple. For whatever reason, Uriah Heep doesn't really get included in those conversations, but and this, I'm saying this just over the last few years. I mean, I maybe could have named you 2 Uriah Heep songs 3 years ago that they just play on classic guitar, Stealing When You Should Have Been Buying is one, and Easy Living, but they're really good. And and they don't have the original, they've kind of had a revolving door singers, but I sat down and I watched a whole Wacken Festival set from Uriah Heep from probably 3 years ago. Right. Mick Box, the guitar player, he's still there. I think he might be the only original member, to be honest. I don't know. But man, those guys are really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And you know, it's worth the time to go back and listen to some of the classic Uriah Heep stuff, because it's pretty good stuff.
I have to check that out, because I remember they toured with somebody in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember who it was for the life of me, but my friend that lived on my street, him and his brother always went to the shows. Like I'd go every once in a while whenever my mom would allow me to go, really. Mm-hmm. But you know, Uriah Heep opened the band, and I remember my friend's brother coming back with a Uriah Heep jersey, the old school concert jerseys with gray and black sleeves, you know.
Yeah.
And I was like, Uriah Heep, how were they? And
was it the picture of like the big monkey face? Do you remember?
I think it was
Abominog.
Oh man,
because that was they had an album in the 80s. It was kind of Bob Daisley from Ozzy. He was in
the writer.
Yeah, he was in Uriah Heep for I think 2 different times. I think he went and rejoined for Abominog after he was out of Ozzy's. I could be wrong, but anyways, that would be my recommendation if you haven't wandered down the Uriah Heep rabbit hole. I think you'd like it. There's some cool kind of folksy acoustic stuff, a lot of good organ stuff like Deep Purple, and good vocal. It's good stuff. What's that? Good guitar riffs. Yeah.
I'll have to listen, because I'm not a huge Uriah Heep fan, but I mean, all the songs I do know off the Boneyard, Ozzy's Boneyard, they're all good, you know.
They're good. And so I would just recommend, if you haven't done that. I wanted to say one little thing about, we were talking about Foreigner and Skynyrd last week.
Yeah.
How they're doing this, what's it called again? The Double
Vision tour.
Double Trouble, Double Vision tour. Yeah. Which, to be honest, we were kind of we were on a rant on that one. We ranted a little bit, but at the same time, and here's the thing, when you post shorts, guys, for you creators out there, you post shorts. So like, if you watch just the short, you would have thought we were just trashing these 2 bands. But up to that point, we had both said, or I said, I knew that I had seen both Skynyrd and Foreigner in the last couple of years, and they were both excellent shows, even though they didn't have original members. So that was the part left out of the little rant thing. But I thought it was really interesting. I was just reading a thing on Blabbermouth this morning. Lou Gramm talking about how he has a great friendship with the current Foreigner lineup, you know. And he will occasionally, if it works with his schedule, he'll come out and do a couple songs. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is, Marlon. It's the no original members.
Yeah, it is. But like I said, we even talked about Kiss too, doing this could be the future thing. Like, you know, Kiss is like a trademark name instead of a band. It's like a band trademark name, where like Trans-Siberian Orchestra, they go on tour. That's genius, man.
Totally
genius. And they endorse it, the original Kiss. They just can't do it. They got radial neuropathy and carpal tunnel. You know what I'm saying? They can't get out there and do it, but they could. Well, they've done it with Jimi Hendrix, not on a large scale, but they have done that in the past. Kiss could totally begin every year, just like you go see TSO every year. Oh, the Kiss show's coming. It's a Kiss. I would go every time.
All young players,
and they have to be endorsed by the band. Right?
And it's the official Kiss experience, you know, and occasionally maybe one of the members of Kiss shows up and waves or comes out and talks, maybe plays a song or 2, but that's completely marketable. Completely marketable.
Man. That's the wave of the future, man. Really, because people can't seem to let go of classic rock, but I don't blame them. I mean, classic rock is where it's at, and all of the songs are timeless. You know, nowadays you forget. You're just like, oh, that was a good song, and oh yeah, they made an album.
Imagine this, Rich. 50 years from now, we could have people replace us, right? It could be the classic guitar rock experience, and dozens of people could watch
dozens, man. Amen to that, man. And it's all good. Yes, we are going to have the classic rock experience right here at CGR Nation. We will always be talking about nonsense that it's cool, right?
Yeah.
Cool nonsense. Cool
Totally.
nonsense. Speaking of cool nonsense, I gotta ask you, did you ever have a green machine? Do you remember the green machine?
Okay. So here's the thing, dude. I obviously had a big wheel. Okay.
Of course.
I had the big wheel.
I was thinking of big wheels. I don't know why,
The
but
green machine, I was just at the tail end of me being a little too. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'd still ride a big wheel when I was 12 years old. You know, you just take the seat off. You just take the seat off.
You sure
and
do.
you can truck around and spin around. The green machine, I think, came maybe it was mid 70s, right? Mid 70s.
Yeah.
70s.
It was late 70s.
I had a friend that had a green machine, and I liked it. But for me, it was hard to beat the big wheel.
Yeah, I was a big. So I got it for Christmas one year. It was whenever it came out. I got the green machine, the original and those big wheels were no joke back then. Where in the streets you could play smash up derby.
Totally,
you know what I'm talking about. That was part of the plan as a kid. I got the green, and you go and you do and you have the handles. If you've never seen a green machine, just look it up. It has this big wide base in the back with the wheels,
and you steered with
steered with the handles, the lever. So you'd be cruising around, and then you go whoa, and you spin out, and you go in a circle. It was really cool. But see, we do that and smash into the little or big wheels, and usually we cut people up, or it was
someone's crying. Someone goes home crying, and then you have to quit.
And then you have to quit. And someone would have to go tell their mom, and then the parents come out and scold you for a second, and then be like, "Don't forget, come in when the street light's on." Okay, thanks, bye. And we're right back to it. Right, smash up Derby Part 2. Here we go. And it was like a draw. It was like you just go towards each other, and boom. Nowadays, though. Those big wheels would just fall apart. They would crumble like in a moon.
But here's what we would do. Now, my brother, he's like 3 years older than me, right? So he was braver than I was. But we would do. It's amazing any of us survived, right? So I was a huge Evel Knievel. I had the Evel Knievel,
Oh man, yeah.
So, but we would do like a stunt show, right? We would set up a ramp. We'd jump over big wheels, right? But we had to stop when, my older brother had little kids laying down across the sidewalk. Jump over. And that was the bridge too far, right? The neighbor
stuck with one. One person. And Story. You remember the movie The Champ with Ricky Schroeder?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this movie made you want to be a boxer when you're a kid. You watch this show, you want to be a boxer. So I had boxing gloves, the old boxing gloves. So anywho, me and my friend decided we're going to try and be the champ. So we get all the neighborhoods, and me and my friend are going to fight. Now, what we do, I take the left glove, he takes the right glove.
Oh, yes.
All right, so we're one-handed. So we come up, and I hit him once with my left, and he hits me in the face with the right. I say, boom.
And that was
and go running right to my mom. Yes. And we're only granted, we're only like 6 or 7 years old, but that was my boxing career end right there. That was, I'm not going to be a boxer.
Growing up on the Army base, I was an Army brat. So Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Honeycutt Gym. There was a nice gym. And my dad would take us down to the gym occasionally. And you could check out a basketball and play basketball. You could check out boxing gloves. Because same type of deal. Me and my brother, we want to be boxers, right?
Of course, duh.
And so we get the boxing gloves out. I took like one hit to the side of my head, and I was done. I mean, I had a headache all day.
Game over, Batman.
I'm like, how do boxers put up? No wonder their brains are all rattled.
No doubt. And I got punched one. It was right here, square in the eye, and it really didn't hurt that bad. It was more of the shock. And I was 6 or 7. Yeah. There's the shock factor. I was like, boom. Someone just punched me in the face. Oh my gosh, my eyeball's gonna fall out. I was freaking out. Then I just started crying. I was and my friends left standing there because we had to put our arms around the back. So we standing there with one hand like, hey, where you going? And I'm running away, dude. I'm not a boxer anymore.
And that statement, famous quote from Mike Tyson, completely accurate. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. right?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh wow.
Yeah, whoa, hello, and you see that big flash,
Oh,
because
wow.
as I have been in fights later on in my life,
Yeah.
I wasn't the nicest kid growing up. Well, I was a nice kid. I hung around with the wrong,
Yeah, it was the bad influences. Yeah.
bad influences,
We
a lot
get
of
it,
fights,
Rich.
a lot of fights, but when you get hit in the face with a raw dog, you see those white flashes.
So
Ooh,
I have been knocked unconscious once in my life,
ooh,
and it was playing church softball of all things.
no way.
I got on base, got all the way around. Someone knocked me around. I was on third coming into home. Ironically so, Rich, the same guy that I went and saw Black Label Society and Prong.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Same dude. This
Same
is the
dude.
guy who did it. He was like at shortstop or something, and he hucks the ball into home, to get it to the catcher. Well, it just so happened I was getting to home, hit me right in the back of the head, right at the top of my neck. And then the next thing I know, I'm on my hands and knees, and there's feet standing all around me. He knocked me out. Knocked me out cold. He felt really bad, man.
This was years ago, right? I can laugh. Are you okay?
Oh, it was
I'll do my standard. Jeremy, are you okay?
Yeah, it was like 20 years ago. It was like 20 years ago. But yeah, it was, and it's the weirdest thing to be knocked out. Because like you said, there's like, I didn't feel any pain, nothing. Didn't feel anything. I'm just running, and all of a sudden, I'm on my hands and knees looking at all these feet standing around.
Where's the video when you need it?
Dude.
Oh, I bet you went down like a sack of potatoes.
I totally did. That's what they said. They said you got hit right in the back of the head and just boom. It was awesome.
I can see the dust.
Yeah, there was dust.
The chalk.
Yeah, I went home and put a bag of frozen corn.
Forgive me for laughing, man, but wow. I mean, I've seen people get bonked on the back of the head with a softball before too.
Yeah.
In Korea, this guy was sliding, and he was sliding though, and it just bounced off top of his head. And he was just kind of like, man, that's gonna.
No, he hit me just right in the place. That just.
Yeah, that's right there underneath, right there.
Yeah, right where your neck joint, your brain stem. He hit me right in the brain stem.
So that explains it. Now that explains everything. Yeah. Well, tell him thanks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for ruining my life.
Yeah, totally. Well, hey.
Yeah.
It's our time's up.
It is, man.
Our fun is done. We got to run. Yeah.
Yeah. It goes by so fast.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget about the contest though. Send us your pictures. Jeremy, check those things and let's see if we got some pictures.
We'll do it. I'll go in and check the emails, see if we got some more.
We want to give these shirts away.
You want to give some shirts away. All you got to do is email us a picture of you from your most rock and roll era. Include your address and your shirt size.
And if we can share it on the air.
And yeah, let us know if you're okay with us sharing your picture. We don't want to share your own picture.
We don't want to embarrass anyone. We all shared ours, and that's embarrassing. So I mean, hey, so it's not a big deal. This is all for fun and all family, rock and roll family. So let's do it. Oh, and that shirt that you write a shirt one was with the Grim Reaper.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was one with the Grim Reaper, by the way. Anyway.
Perfect. So hey, guys, thanks for being here.
Yep.
Happy Thanksgiving a day late. Enjoy the leftovers if you're having leftovers today.
Got to do that.
Awesome. All right, Rich, thank you, my friend.
Hey, thanks, brother.
All
right.
See
you soon, all right?
Okay, we'll do it again next week. Thanks, everyone. Take care.